Welcome back to Suns Valley Podcast, everybody. The Portland Trailblazers made big moves today and are continuing to. Sundo, they're still talking about getting OG Anunoby. That would hurt even more. But congratulations to them. They got better. Before we get into this, guys, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. And Sundo, I'm glad to have you here. I want to preface everything by saying that we probably could not have gotten Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant wanted to be with the Blazers. He's been hanging out with Dame. They've been putting it on their Insta. They've been working out together, colluding, making it known that Jeremy Grant probably will not sign with you if you're not in possession of Dame as a player. You know what I mean? So we're mad at James Jones. I am also for other reasons, but I'm not so mad at him for missing out on Jeremy Grant. It looks worse because they didn't have to pay much for Jeremy Grant. But that's neither here nor there. We really were not going to get him. How do you feel about the situation, and how do you feel about James Jones knowing what you know right now about the way our offseason is headed?
Man, it's crazy because, man, 2 years ago, a year ago, bubble season, first season getting CP3, making the NBA Finals, 2 games. We were gonna win a championship, lose 4 straight, not going. They made some moves in the offseason that we loved. McGee, we initially liked the Shamet trade. We liked the campaign signing. We liked a bunch of moves, and moving forward to this past season, trading Sticks in a second for Torrey Craig to get Torrey Craig back, who you let go in the past offseason, which is odd. That Shamet trade to get Shamet, first round pick for Shamet, and he didn't really pan out. And you see all the results of all the trades that we loved and how he's botched Sticks, and now it seems like he's ready to.
And he pre-botched Sticks. Remember, he pre-botched Sticks by botching Halliburton. Go on.
Man, it just seems like right now he's about ready to botch the Deandre Ayton situation. Like you said, after the finals, we were ready. We were ready to give that man the max. He was the most efficient player probably in those NBA playoffs, in every series, whether it was the Lakers, the Nuggets, Clippers, then he ran into Giannis, but that's a different story. But he was the most efficient player probably, in those playoffs, and we were like, give that man the max, and they didn't give that man the max, and that created
if we would have
drama.
I just want to say, if we would have, we'd have him under contract and we could go ahead and deal him for full value. But as Salty pointed out the other day yesterday when we were talking, Sarver loves, so he can't be omitted from this. Sarver loves playing the long game of let's wait it out. Let's wait out Sticks. Let's wait out Joe Johnson. Let's wait out the Amari situation. He never wants to pay early. He wants to wait till the like paying your cell phone bill at the last after they've shut it off.
Yeah, it seems like the way the Sarver, the type of businessman that he is a wait it out and starve him out type situation. And I don't think you can be that sort of owner or a GM this day and age in any sport, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever sport. Like, players can get their money. They don't need you to get money. You know what I mean? They can market themselves and get their own money. So like, you can't really have that sort of attitude this day and age in any sport. And I feel like that's just the way he's going. And I feel like that was a terrible play in this Deandre Ayton situation. And now we're hearing stories about, or we seen them, the Woj story. I'm sure you got to pull it up, but like, all of a sudden, now we're looking to deal Deandre Ayton, and that hurts.
Let me get to that.
And
news.
I hope it's a smokescreen game. I hope it's a smokescreen.
Let's get to that hopeful smokescreen. Adrian Wojnarowski reported Wednesday that the Suns want to find a sign and trade partner to get value back for restricted free agent Deandre Ayton. That should say to get half value back. They're very motivated to find a sign and trade, get some assets back for him. Wojnarowski said they do not value Deandre Ayton at a max contract. And I get it, because kind of neither do we, the three of us, you know, but he's going to get paid. Someone else will. I just don't like a couple of things about it. Mainly, this is Mikal Bridges' best friend. And he literally just said, of course I want him to stay in Phoenix. Like, we talk every day, he's my best friend. And you're just going to break that. Like, it's so tough, bro, because Ayton quit on us after we treated him like a redheaded stepchild all season, Monty. But I don't like breaking up Bridges' best friend situation. I just don't see how that helps the chemistry of our team. What do you think?
You can't disagree with that, because you know how NBA players are nowadays. You know, the NBA culture in general nowadays is just an odd culture. You know, it used to be the NBA was dudes hated each other, and you know, there was animosity, and that's not the way it is anymore. Like, dudes are good friends, and all these players are good friends across the league, and no one hates anybody. And that does, you know, really play into how players feel about each other and the chemistry of the team. This team, you know, if a year ago after the finals, we thought this team had the best chemistry in the entire world. The way they were talking, oh man, it's all about getting together. You know, they were talking about how on the road all they want to do is hang out with each other, and you know, on the road because of the COVID protocol, so all we can do is hang out with each other and just be around each other, enjoy each other's company, and yada yada yada. And you hear things like that, and you're like, yeah, this team really enjoys each other and stuff like that. And you're willing to break up the band now? Like, that's a bit aggravating. It really is, because guess what? There are plenty of other teams in our conference who have not broke up the band for a penny. As a matter of fact, the other teams are willing to develop young talent, unlike our current GM. You know, the rumor came out like he doesn't want to build young talent. He wants to get old veterans because he feels like they can play ball. Well, guess what? The team over there that just won a championship, Golden State, that's really not their thing. You know what I mean? They develop young players. Like, there's a reason Gary Payton Jr. is a solid player for them. They drafted him. Jordan Poole is a killer. They drafted him, developed him. These are late round picks that they developed and were patient with over the course. Even, you know, regardless of the Klay Thompson, Steph Curry injuries, whatever last season, they were still patient with them. You know, they let them develop. It seems like over here, James Jones doesn't really want to go that way.
No, and I saw a story saying that he doesn't like one and done players. He doesn't like the players that are so good coming out of college that they only need 1 year because they're too young. Okay. And then the other thing that was an issue is in a ESPN piece, apparently he admitted that he probably would have passed on Devin Booker in the 2015 NBA draft. And like I said, you don't have to say everything that comes into your mind. Some things really are better left unsaid, and that does not instill confidence for me. No,
it doesn't. And
he's chipping away at his own greatness right before our eyes.
I don't know, man. It's just weird because, like, bro, you botched Sticks. As I mentioned before, Sticks could have been a good backup too, because, you know, the way the league's going now, small ball, Sticks would have been a great small ball five. Wouldn't you agree? A great small ball five. You put him in the paint versus any team that we would have played in the Western Conference, he would have been a fine backup to Ayton. But they wanted to make him a stretch four, and it didn't work out. You know, this infatuation with Dario Saric, which, you know,
Monty's favorites.
We had our issues with Dario, but this infatuation with Dario Saric, like being the stretch four, I get. But you could have had Sticks instead of signing McGee to be your backup five. Sticks could have been your backup five. You know what I mean? And been good at it.
That's on Monty. Bad evaluation.
Yeah, but you wasted money on McGee. I mean, they gave him a sizable 1-year contract for this past year. Strapped him. They gave Shamet that contract. Strapped him up. You know,
and a first.
They went
a first.
And that first cost them not getting Eric Gordon this past season. You know, and even this offseason, Eric Gordon's still out there. And what do the Rockets want? A first for him. We don't have it to give up. You know what I mean? Breaking news though. This just came up, Gabe. Suns making calls on Jay Crowder.
Good.
They are testing Jay Crowder's value on the market and discussing an Eric Gordon deal with the Rockets. So anybody
want a undersized power forward that shoots 18 threes per game and only hits 0.
Hey, the Rockets might.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and do not forget to subscribe. We're going to be bringing you more Suns off-season content. Just stick by. Thanks, Sundo. Go Suns. Go Suns. Clutchest team in the league.